All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing this evening? And welcome to Online Real Estate School, our free class that we run every Monday. So give me a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Just want to double check everything, make sure that we are live streaming on all our platforms, and just double checking the sound and making sure that everything is working just fine. All right, so it does appear that we are up and running. Very happy to see. Okay, good evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Online Real Estate School. I want to welcome everybody here today. We're going to be talking a little bit about real estate and also about getting a real estate license. Um, we talk about real estate practice and real estate fundamentals. You hear that over and over again, that you need to take real estate practice and real estate fundamentals in order to take the state exam. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. Double checking real estate practice. Very, very good. Making sure everything's working fine. So multitasking, ladies and gentlemen, that's the way that the real estate business works. And that's just the way it is. Okay, very, very good. So now, my name is Warren Nelson, ladies and gentlemen. I am a licensed real estate broker in the state of Pennsylvania, and I'm also a licensed real estate broker in Florida. I'm also the owner and director of Online Real Estate School, which is a school that we put together to take our students from the book and learning the fundamentals and practice of real estate right into the field of real estate as well. Excuse me one second here. Over our class. Since the class, ladies and gentlemen, we always have our boards and everything sitting around ready to rock and roll. So let's get the board out of the way. All right, very, very good. So let's talk about real estate practice, real estate fundamentals. Real estate fundamentals deals with the legal aspect, the law. And there's a lot of laws. There's federal law, state law, local law. And you're going to need to know the difference between the federal law, the state laws. Since you're taking a state of Pennsylvania real estate exam, you need to understand state law and also your local area. If you're in Bucks County, Warren County, Luzerne County, Montgomery County, then you got local laws and ordinance that will apply, especially when it comes to zoning and your real estate business. So real estate practice deals with those three branches of government first: federal, state, and local, and how it involves in the real estate business and what you can and cannot do. Then when we also have is others like fair housing law, contract law, agency law, discrimination laws, and so forth. Protected classes, the American Disability Act. These things that you're also going to have to understand, because once you become a licensed real estate professional, the time will come where you're going to be the boss. You're going to be operating your own business and you're going to be hiring. And when you start hiring, you'll have to understand that these laws will come into apply when you hire individuals to work for your company, the business that you're going to be starting as well. Now, don't freak out, ladies and gentlemen. They've been around from time immemorial, and we understand how to incorporate them, but it's just the fundamental understanding them in the beginning, because people always get freaked out. How can I pay taxes when I didn't make any profit? Well, chances are you won't have to if you're not making any profit, but this is not an accounting class. This is going to be a real estate class. So this class is designed to introduce me to you so that you can make a better informed decision about choosing a class or a school to attend and or enroll in. You are investing in this education and you are investing in the school, and you should know a little bit more about the instructor, the subject, and the school itself before you make an informed decision. And that's what I do. This is the reason that I put together this class, and I do this every Monday, no matter what. No matter what, especially when there's a lot of other what that has to be done, no matter what, ladies and gentlemen, every Monday, 6 p.m., I've been very, very loyal to make sure that this show is available for any future student who is still trying to make a decision, and give you a chance to see me and my style to see if it blends in well with your ability to learn. So that's what we do here. So real estate fundamentals is the law, all the legal aspect of it, contract law, agency law, fair housing laws, non-discrimination law. So and this is why the state requires that you have this class. You have this general understanding of what you can and cannot do legally that would be violating ordinance, laws, and so forth. So the ordinance come in with the local laws, ladies and gentlemen, zoning. Can we take a single family property and turn it into a duplex, a triplex, or a rooming house? The answer is yes and no. There is a proper procedure of changing the zoning of that property, and that is applying for your variance to try to change the zoning. And there's a process that you need to know as well. And so if the property is going to be converted, then the inspectors have to make sure that the property meets building codes and building permit requirements. So all these things blend together when you get into the real estate arena, and having all this vast amount of knowledge will improve your tokens in life, because knowledge is power. So having real estate knowledge will blast you into different dimensions that could earn you income that you would not be able to make had you not had the knowledge that you will be receiving in this particular school and in this class. So that deals with real estate fundamentals, the legal aspect of it. Real estate practice is dealing with that client one-on-one, taking the client out to see the property, helping the client make an offer, negotiating with and on behalf of your client, knowing the difference between a customer and a client, and who we should meet at a property, who we should never meet at a property, to keep our business legal and to keep yourself safe. So all these things deal with the practice where you're literally dealing with the client. It's on the job training. You're taking the client out, you're making your mistakes, you're learning as you want to go along, because you don't know everything. You don't know, this is your first home inspection, this is your first appraisal, this is your first closing. There's always going to be a first for everything. So don't be afraid of the first, because you'll never get anywhere if you're afraid to make that step. We have to crawl before we walk, and when we learn to crawl and when we learn to walk, there's a stumbling process that takes place. It is the learning process. We don't just pick up and start walking and then strolling down. We have to fall before we learn to keep our balance and learn how to walk regularly. So again, that's the same thing with everything in life, the same thing with real estate. So your first of everything will be the first of everything that you do in real estate. But then there will be a second and a third. And then by that time, just like the way the classes are designed, we're very redundant. We'll be doing things over and over and over again so that it's solidified. You've done it. I've done this. We've done it over and over again. Now I have the confidence and the know-how to do it. So that's how the real estate works. So real estate practice talks about running a real estate business, being with your client, and so forth. Knowing how to do the contracts, knowing how to do the closing costs, and so forth. But there's also another arena to your real estate business, which a lot of folks don't understand. And it's just like every other business. So it kind of behooves me that people don't understand that when you get into the real estate business, you need clients, you need buyers, you need sellers, or you need landlords and you need tenants. This is the money. This is the revenue stream. So we get paid a lot of income, ladies and gentlemen, by helping others to buy property, sell property, invest in property, rent property out, and so forth. So this is our arena. So you're always going to have to figure out where your next client is coming from. Just like me, just like the school. Where's the next student coming from? So it doesn't matter what business that you're in, ladies and gentlemen, without customers, without clients, you have no business. So in this arena, we call it prospecting. And you're going to have to learn how to do things that you might not be comfortable with, like knocking on doors or making phone calls, cold calling. Now, some of these things you might not be comfortable with, but here's the deal. If you have another form, another avenue of lead generation where you got buyers and sellers coming in on a regular basis, then you won't have to do prospecting. But it doesn't matter what business you're in. Any kind of business that you want to be in, you better have customers. If you have no customers, then you have no business. And a lot of businesses fail because they don't understand the marketing aspects and what it costs. And it doesn't have to be expensive. That's the one thing about my school. I'll show you how to become a licensed real estate agent and work your first year for less than about $1,000. So it doesn't have to be expensive as long as you know which avenues and which roads to take. So in my school, not only do I teach you how to pass the exam, I teach you how to run a real estate business. And one of the ways of learning how to run a real estate business is by having the right connections, knowing who's going to be delivering your flyers, who's going to be printing your flyers, who's going to be making your flyers, how are you going to get the flyers done? Do you need flyers? How many flyers do you need? So we talk about all these things so that you understand how to run a real estate business as well as passing an exam. So understanding the exam, because a lot of schools will teach you how to pass the exam. They excel in that arena, and that is what they're there for. They're there to prep you to pass an exam. And they'll let you know that your broker will make you, or your employer will make you the real estate agent that you become. Yes, that's true, but it doesn't stop the premise of why not start here in the school preparing you for the real estate business. And so a lot of schools, when they prep you to pass the exam, the student will pass the state exam, and then that's it. The student does not know what to do now that they passed the state exam. And they flounder and they're not sure. And they might end up with a wrong broker or a wrong employer that adds to the problem. So a lot of schools do not prep the student for the next stage. And that's where we came along. Not only do I have online real estate school inc.com, I also own ISS Is Realty Brokerage. And Is Realty is designed for those who want to learn after they get their license on the job training, learning how to work with clients, buyers and sellers, do the contracts, do the numbers, learn how to run a real estate business in and on the field, working with the clients. So this school is taking it definitely to the next level, ladies and gentlemen. So not only are we going to teach you the premise of how to pass the exam in the classroom, we're also going to teach you how to run a real estate business. And then after you pass the exam, you have many options. We'll give you many options. We'll tell you that we're going to ask you to interview with many brokers. Don't just interview with one broker. And we certainly don't want to steer you or make you lean in one direction. We want you to understand that you're going to have many options available. For instance, with that real estate license, you don't have to go to work with a brokerage, a franchise out there, the red, white, and blue, or the C21 and so forth. You don't have to just go to work for a brokerage. You could go to work for property management if you want to get a salary plus commission. You could go to work for a developer. You could go to work for a Fortune 500 company. You can go to work for a franchise. Many franchises out there are always looking for new location. And in that process of new location, it's going to take a licensed real estate professional to locate the new location for the company, for the franchise, for the developer, and for the investor. So understand that you're going to have many, many opportunities to earn income with that real estate license. And in my class, we'll talk about those avenues that you can pursue. So we don't want to steer you or make you think that there's only one choice. There are many choices. What we want to do is give you another choice to choose from. Should you want to chart or start a real estate business with a company that is just for brand new real estate agents to help them start a real estate business. So my brokerage is designed just for that, ladies and gentlemen. It is a school. It is the college of real estate after your trade school. So after the trade school, the College of Real Estate is Realty, ISS Realty. And again, as I said, this is where we take agents and show them from day one how to start getting your customers, how to start getting your clients, how to start running a real estate business, and how to start generating income. That's what it all comes down to. Many of you may be interested in buying your own property. So you're taking my class just to learn the pros and cons about it, so that you're more knowledgeable. Some of you are not interested in the money, you're interested in the endeavors of helping others. And you believe that with that real estate license, you can go a long way in achieving that goal of helping others. So there are many reasons why folks would want to get a real estate license, or at least maybe you don't need the license, at least get the real estate education, especially with so many schools out there, or I should say, investment groups out there that are always trying to get you to invest in their real estate techniques or their real estate programs that'll make you rich beyond your wildest imaginations. Now, I would err on the side of caution when somebody makes promises such as that, because the imagination could go wild and it's hard to keep up with the imagination. So to make you rich beyond their imagination could be a little bit more to offer than one could possibly do. But in any event, before you start learning how to invest in real estate and how to start making money in real estate, you should learn the premises of what you can and cannot do in real estate legally by state requirements, federal requirements, and local requirements. So this class is a very good platform as a foundation for a starting point. So if you ever wanted to really start learning about real estate before investing in it, then this would be the premises, the starting point. This is classes designed by the state to let you know what you can and cannot do with and without a real estate license. And there's a lot of things that you might believe that you can do that you would find out that you would be wrong. You cannot do it. And so this class, where it teaches you the legal aspects of real estate, is a very good starting point before you start buying any classes or investing in programs that you will be making money in real estate. Understand, you'll start learning once you take this class, you'll start seeing a lot of these classes, these investment groups, they really can't offer what they're offering, like a no money down deal. That doesn't exist, not in this state, because in this state, to have a contract, we need one ingredient called consideration. Dates, signature, consideration. Without consideration, a no money down deal would not be a legal contract in the state of Pennsylvania, because it lacks one of the legal requirements for a contract: date, signature, and consideration. So no such thing as a no money down deal. It doesn't have legal significance, not in this state. So this is, again, why you would want to take my class, to understand what's required by the state to understand what's required in the real estate transaction. And no money down deal does not hold legal significance because it lacks consideration in the deal. Now, there are other terms and conditions or contingencies that could apply that could be interpreted as consideration. But now see how we're getting into a legal. When people go and sell the property themselves for sale by owner, and they don't have error and emission insurance, and they enter into a contract to sell that property, they don't realize the legal ramifications they're putting themselves in by accepting this contract for the sale of their property. And so this is another reason why having this class and understanding, even if you go to sell this property yourself, you're going to be entering into a contract. And that contract takes you into a legal arena, even though you're selling the property yourself. Terms are done, the price is done. But when we sign this contract between the buyer and the seller, then it becomes a legally binding agreement, a consent agreement. And we have to make sure that everything that we agree to in this contract, one, is legal. Two, it complies with the Plain Language Act. Three, it complies with the state law that requires certain things to be in that contract, like quiet enjoyment. And so you have to understand that even if you go to sell this property yourself, it's not selling the property that will be difficult for you. It'll be the contract that you'll be entering into that could put you into a lot of harm's way if you're not quite sure about what you're signing. And most contracts, ladies and gentlemen, could be 14 pages, 16 pages long in the real estate transaction. They're not hard. Again, as I said, it's always the first time. So doing it the first 2 or 3 times is a learning curve. But then after that, it is the same thing over and over and over again. So it's just a getting comfortable and getting enough under your belt. And so when you flounder after you get your real estate license and you go to a work with a broker and you're not getting any assistant, things are not working, the motivational juices are not flowing, then the real estate license is just another acclimate on the wall, another something to frame that you won't do anything with. So having our school and our second school, where you can actually become a licensed real estate professional and learn on the field, this is a good platform for me and for my students, because it gives you that job placement that we always concern ourselves with after we get this PhD, after we get this degree, after we get whatever we're going for, to help us land that job. Will that materialize? And a lot of times it doesn't materialize, ladies and gentlemen. And there's a waiver that you can't hold harmless. You can't hold the school responsible for you not being successful in landing a job. So we like to have that already set up. That there were, and once again, ladies and gentlemen, I said it once, I'll say it again. Once you have a real estate license, you will never be broke. You will never be unemployed. You will always have a form of income coming in once you have that real estate license. And so I call it the golden ticket, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason that I always call it the golden ticket is because once you have that real estate license, it is a license to earn income. You'll never be broke. You'll never be unemployed again. And so here's my golden ticket, ladies and gentlemen, that I usually offer my students. And I guess maybe we can do a little bit better job of blowing this up somewhere along the lines. But I like to offer a golden ticket to my students. Once you have this golden ticket, ladies and gentlemen, you'll never be broke. You'll never be unemployed again. And so keep in mind that this golden ticket, you can also refer to it as a passport. It is a passport to take you into any direction that you want to go. So Online Real Estate School Inc. has made many students golden ticket recipients, and they have gone on to make a lot of money. And I'm going to gather my students one of these days, ladies and gentlemen, so that we can talk about all the success. It just seems that Monday comes, and before I know it, it's Monday again. And then before I know it, it's Monday again. And there's just never enough times. I'm running so many companies, working with so many people to help them with their businesses, that it's just never enough time. And yes, I got virtual assistants, but I'm not overwhelming them as well. But that's a good thing, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, because again, as I said, we're very successful. And our success depends on our students' success. And if our students are successful, then we are in turn successful as well. So these are the things that I always meant. There we go. Let's use that one, ladies and gentlemen. It was bothering me a little bit that I was showing you a golden ticket that you actually couldn't see. So let's share my screen there, and let's blow this golden ticket up a little bit better. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now, first of all, notice, just like in a Willy Wonka's chocolate factory with their golden ticket, I have my little seal here. This is my corporate seal that I incorporated into my logo. And so, as you can see, that's my corporate seal, Online Real Estate School Inc., the golden ticket. And it says, greetings to you, lucky holder of this golden ticket. This ticket entitles the bearer the right to earn a real estate license in Pennsylvania. In your wildest dreams, you could not imagine the marvelous surprises that await you. And now I know this is probably somebody that's trying to get into the free class right now, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, I am running the show. There are the links I gave everybody, so hopefully they can still get into the show. But again, I am seeing by the comments here, the Instagram one is not working, but everybody else is working fine. So, okay, stop sharing my screen. All right, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, my screen is cluttered with so much work, it just never ends. Okay, very good. All right, so I apologize to those who I can't answer the phone right now. And I do see your comments coming in, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much for that. So now back to good evening there. I see it. All right. So again, as I said, please forgive me as I try to read and talk to you at the same time. It's not easy, but I try to do a good job at it as well. All right, so good evening. Is there this? Okay, very good, very good, very good. All right, so, so real estate practice, real estate fundamentals. Two of the things that the state requires that you take, and that's what you're doing. You're taking this class to learn real estate practice, real estate fundamentals. But fortunately, this class, this school goes way beyond the call of duty, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to introduce to you many other things like financial advisement, financial maneuvering, also understanding of the real estate business and investing in real estate. It's going to take you down many, many roads. You will learn more about real estate in my class. You will know more about real estate in your first day. After day one in my class, you'll know more about real estate than you ever thought you could imagine after the very first day in my class, ladies and gentlemen. And so I do offer that money back guarantee that if you're not satisfied after day one, you can have your money back. And so I do this live streaming show to try to introduce you and encourage you as well, ladies and gentlemen. It's so hard for me to get somebody to invest in themselves. It's not hard for me to get you to spend money. So I can offer you a bag, a ring, a slot machine, something like that. And it's not hard to get you to spend money on those things. But to get you to invest in yourself, that has been a little bit of a challenge for me. So I find myself trying to be more of a motivator, an encourager, an inspirator to try to get you to invest in yourself. Because here's the problem with us entrepreneurs, ladies and gentlemen. We're so good at helping other people with their problems. We're good at that, but we're not really good at helping ourselves with our own problems. And we kind of put things off waiting for the perfect opportunity, the right time to do it. And the other flaw that we have as entrepreneurs is we are kings and queens of procrastination. We put it off to the last minute, do we not? We get it done, but we put it off to the very last minute. And that is usually what happens, especially today. I had a lot of signups today because they wait to the very last minute, which is okay. It's part of the business. I expect, I understand how it goes. And that will be a regular routine for an entrepreneur. And so because of that entrepreneurial spirit, that blood that you got going through your veins, you like to analyze and analyze and analyze and analyze and wait for the right moment, wait for the right time before you make the decision so that you're comfortable that you made the right decision. And then you might be unhappy anyway with your decision because sometimes we're just not easy to please. But in any event, this happens. And so what I find myself doing is spending a lot of time trying to encourage you and motivate you to invest in you. Make this commitment and you will not regret it. I want everybody to please read my reviews, ladies and gentlemen. I work very, very hard for these reviews. I really do. And my students, in their honest and sincere way, leave a review because of my requirements, my requirements that you enjoy this school, you appreciate this school. This is your alma mater, and you want to make sure. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I got brokers after brokers. I have not interviewed a broker. I have not solicited a broker. I have not asked any of these brokers to send students my way. I've not done that. The school and the power of the school and the students that are coming out of the school are having brokers that I've never even met send people to this school to become licensed so that they have the educational requirements that the school is providing them. So I thank you very much to the brokers who are sending students my way. And you know that these students will be getting the best education that money can buy in this arena. And so your stock, ladies and gentlemen, is already up as a graduate of Online Real Estate School Incorporated. Many brokers are already vying for you, or they're already sending you to my school to get the top-notch education that you could possibly get from a 75-hour class. The way that we got it designed, ladies and gentlemen, we were live streaming before the pandemic. We were not legally allowed, I should say, to live stream. We were still, even though we had everything set up, we were all platformed. We had everything sent to the state still could not approve live streaming because it was still not legal to do live streaming. So we had to work on a law to try to get the law introduced, the bill introduced, and to see if we can get some corners turned to allow live streaming. But then came the pandemic. And when the pandemic came, it expedited it, speeded the whole process up. And under a governor's waiver that we stand on today, we were allowed for the last 2.5 years to offer this live streaming, this pre-licensed real estate class, this licensing class that's required. We have been able to offer through a live stream platform through the pandemic and through the governor's waiver and the state's involvement to help the students and the real estate industry continue to thrive and continue to exist in the middle of a pandemic. So thanks to the state commission, the real estate commission, their efforts, the state governor, Tom Wolf, and his efforts, the real estate industry was a necessity, essential, and we were able to thrive even during the pandemic. Two things that people will always need, ladies and gentlemen: food and shelter, a place, a roof over their head. So it's a product that's never going to go out of style. So fortunately for us, we were already in a live streaming mode set up before the pandemic. So most schools are trying to incorporate a live stream platform because of the pandemic. They did not want to incorporate it. They did not want to go that route. They were forced to go that route. We wanted to go that route. So we were set up to go live streaming before anybody really was even considering it, before the pandemic. And so the pandemic was a fortuitous bounce for the students of real estate. Because this is a state required class, students now can attend my class and any real estate class now because of the live streaming platform. You could be in Pittsburgh, Harrisburg, Philadelphia, it doesn't matter, all points in between, and it's in the state of Pennsylvania. You can take this class because this class is on a live streaming platform. You don't have to worry about $5.16 a gallon from gas. You don't have to worry about parking. You don't have to worry about weather. You don't have to worry about traffic, the risk of any of that. All these things are eliminated, and the students absolutely love the platform that I put together to give them the education. And here's the good thing about this as well. In fact, there wasn't enough good things that I've already added. Once you pay for my class, ladies and gentlemen, as a student of Online Real Estate School, you never have to pay for the class again. You may come back to the class again and again and again and again, anytime you like, years down the line, anytime you like, or if you just want to get that confidence, you can take this class over and over and over again. All these benefits make this school the premier school. And you want people to know in your resume, in your documentary, in your bio, you want people to know where you got your real estate education, where it started. You want them to know that you went to Online Real Estate School, Inc. Because what you might not know, ladies and gentlemen, is that this school is definitely the premier school, especially with the live streaming platform, especially with the way that we incorporate running the business into the class, which no other school does. It makes this school so much more worthy in many ways that the brokers want their agents coming to school, and you want to be known as going to school. This will be the Ivy League school of the real estate industry, as it already is. But ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, I do want you to hear from other students, and I do apologize if you did see this video. I don't sell anything on this show, ladies and gentlemen. There's no affiliates. I'm not here to sell you anything. I am here to try to encourage you to make a decision. But in one of those ways to help you is by hearing what other students had to say about the class. And so I always want you to hear them as well. So let me share this with you, ladies and gentlemen, and hear what some of my other students had to say about this class.
Well, this school was the only school with 5-star reviews. I did a lot of research.
The information that you give us is just like amazing.
I had a family member that attended your school, and they just spoke wonders about you.
I think like most of everybody in the class, it was the reviews for me.
After reading your reviews and just trusting my friend, he said, you're 100% the way to go, and I do not regret it at all whatsoever.
Your school is amazing.
So I came to you, it was within my expectations.
And the broker knows like, okay, this person, wherever they're going to school at, they know what they're doing. Once I talked to you and spoke to you, I was just like, okay, I think this is the right school.
Personally, I have a very good friend that's actually in the real estate business already a broker. He actually recommended you to be a teacher.
Like served as a mentor, just as many others have said. So it's been a pleasure. It really has.
After your classes, I become like more knowledge, and it's great. It's great job because
You care about all your students.
He's more than a teacher. He's a mentor. He's someone you look up to.
And you're a great teacher, to be honest with you. You slow down when people have a question. You review things as many times as we need you to.
But you take this time, you actually read to us to get to know and understand this. And I am so ready.
very glad that I chose your school. It's online school, so it's great for me because you don't have to travel anywhere. I just choose you, and it was a great, it was a great time.
I thank you, and I will take this class over and over and over and over and over.
One of the best teachers ever.
This would be really good for me. And then I think what really put me in was once I talked to you on the phone.
I did see the 5-star review. I did look around a little bit.
I mentioned you and your school is like really a lot of people knows about your school.
And I was a little bit skeptical because 5-star reviews, no business, no nothing has 5-star reviews. But it worked out amazing, and I'm happy I chose the school.
But the information that you give, that you get more than a lot of teachers out there get. Oh, absolutely. I think the school actually really went beyond my expectations.
I cannot thank you enough for the experience and this preparation to run my own business.
It's like more information that you give us, the more knowledge, I just lock that into my brain, and I know I'm just going to get out there and achieve a lot of things. Working with you has been a pleasure. It really has. You served as a mentor.
And I would definitely recommend to anyone who is looking into any kind of real estate development.
So as you see, ladies and gentlemen, here's my number, 267-972-1084. And if you haven't gone to my website yet, please do so, onlinerealestatesschoolinc.com. Please read my review, see my upcoming calendar, and see if this is the right move for you. So very good, ladies and gentlemen. All right, very good. Doing all the production myself here, but that's okay. Let's put this down here. Are we okay there? Okay, very good. So, all right, very good. So, ladies and gentlemen, now let's talk a little bit about real estate now that you understand what you're getting involved with. First of all, there's going to be lots of things like the difference between a mortgage and a deed, the difference between title and deed. Then we're going to be talking about insurance, title insurance, mortgage insurance, homeowners insurance, flood insurance, and so forth, FHA insurance. We'll talk about different mortgages and so forth. Should you get an FHA mortgage, a VA mortgage, a conventional mortgage, or what's the difference between the three mortgages? Are there other mortgages available? So there's a lot of fundamentals and parts to the real estate business that come together. And again, as I said, don't be intimidated, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think that it's overwhelming. It's been around from time immemorial. It's been around for a very long time that we've been trading real estate and transferring real estate. And it's just the paperwork, so you don't really have to worry about it. You do have to learn it. That's all there is to it. And so now you're going to have to learn the different things, like a difference between a mortgage and a deed. All right. Do we own the property day one in the state of Pennsylvania, or do we own the property 30 years later when we make our final mortgage payment? Many of these answers might go against you and your wisdom, and many of your answers might already be wrong. So this is why you definitely need to take the class, ladies and gentlemen, because you'll hear the difference between a title theory state and a lien theory state. Here in the state of Pennsylvania, we are a lien theory state, which means when the bank gives you a loan to buy your property, the bank will place a lien against that property. And if you don't make your mortgage payment, that lien is a legal right to try to sell or foreclose on your property to recover their loan. And so understand the bank doesn't own your property. They only have a lien against your property. So in the state of Pennsylvania, we're known as a lien theory state. And when you buy a property in the state of Pennsylvania with a 30-year mortgage, you become the owner of that property day one. You will get the deed day one. Remember, the bank's name's not on the deed. The bank doesn't own the property. The bank only has a lien against the property. You own that property in the state of Pennsylvania day one. So what? You got a 30-year mortgage. The mortgage is just a loan. So don't get the mortgage, the loan, and the deed ownership of the property confused. And one doesn't have anything to do with the other, but one does place one against the other as a lien. So the mortgage is a loan, but your promise to make your payments will suffice. If you don't make your payments, then the lender has legal recourse through the mortgage to foreclose on the property. They don't want your property. They don't want the property. We'll learn this in class. What they want is their money back, their loan. The bank is not in the real estate business. The bank's in the money lending business. So when they foreclose on the property, it's not because they wanted the property or they had any bad intentions. It was the agreement that you made when you took out that mortgage that if you could not make your payments, the bank does have a right through the lien process to try to recover their loan. So in the state of Pennsylvania, we're known as a lien theory state. We buy property if we don't have the cash with a loan process known as a mortgage to buy the property. Very lucrative business, all in all, the real estate business and the money lending business. We'll talk about both of them in my class because of the lucrativeness, and you need to put them both together to have a successful real estate business. If you don't understand the lender and what the lender's trying to require and need, then your real estate business will be affected because your partnership or your business relationship, I should say, not partnership, your business relationship with the lender flounders. The lender doesn't want to do business with you anymore. Now your real estate business will hurt because one party doesn't want to work with you anymore. And we want to make sure that doesn't happen. Usually that only happens because of unprofessionalism, because you did not know what you did not know in the beginning, and the lenders and the brokers don't want to be instructors. See, that's the reason that a lot of brokers are referring you to me, my school, ladies and gentlemen, is because it's going to take the load off of Fannie, so to speak. Now the brokers do not have to work nearly as hard with a brand new agent that comes out of my school because of the vast amount of knowledge that we give you, compared to another school that just prepped you to pass the exam. Read the reviews, ladies and gentlemen. See the reviews of what the students are saying. I work very, very hard. There's no paid review in my reviews. Every one of my reviews is verifiable. They're all from my students, ladies and gentlemen. So read the reviews of the other schools and compare them and see what the other schools are doing. And they charge more. They charge more than my classes, ladies and gentlemen. And so that's really the way it is. I used to get upset about that. I used to really get upset about other schools were giving you half the education, charging you twice as much. And it's just the way it is. It doesn't bother me anymore, you know, so you can't convince everybody, and that's just the way it is. So everybody's going to have to learn by their own decisions. So all I can do is encourage you to lean in one direction, to make, if you're going to start a real estate endeavor, if you're going to learn real estate, if you're going to start down this path, then my journey should be the first journey that you make to get off to the best platform that you could possibly have to springboard your real estate endeavors. All right, so I say that over and over again, but again, as I always say, please read my reviews, see what my students are saying, see the confidence, hear the confidence in their voice, and understand that you will be getting, and you come back to the class over and over again, you will be getting your money's worth with my school, ladies and gentlemen. So now let's talk the difference about the deed and the title, because we hear that all the time. What's the difference between a deed and a title? We know the difference between a deed and a mortgage, deed and title. We don't sell property by title, ladies and gentlemen. We do not. We do not sell property by title. We sell vehicles by title, but we don't sell property by title. We sell property by deed. The deed is the written instrument that transfers the ownership of the property. But title is a process of making sure the deed is good. A title search, an abstract of title, a title report, a title insurance, title certificate, so forth. So this title is all a process of making sure the deed is good. So we don't sell property by title, we sell property by deed, and title's the process. And we'll talk about that in the class, that process of making sure there's no liens, no judgments, the zoning is good. Can the buyer legally do with the property they want to do after the buyer buys the property? So our job as a real estate agent, one of the first things that you're going to learn is not the property anymore. The buyers can imagine what they're going to do with the property. I'm going to paint this blue. I'm going to paint this yellow. I'm going to put this, I'm going to do that. What we care about in the real estate arena is the deed, the deed, the deed. Is the owner the owner? Is there a junior or senior suffix difference? Is there any liens or judgments against the property? Is the property legally zoned? Can the buyer do what they want with the property legally after they buy the property? So our job when we get into the real estate arena is to no longer worry about the property. We're going to be desensitized. You showed 10 properties today. Do you even remember what the first property looked like? No, you won't. And that's what happens because we get desensitized. We do a lot of business, so we see property after property after property. For us, we don't imagine what we're going to do with the property because we're not buying it. It's our client that can do all the imagination they want. Our job is to make sure that our client can buy this property. Are they a ready, willing, and able buyer? Is the deed good and marketable? Is the property an insurable interest, and so forth? So that'll be our job that you'll learn in my class so that you can help others. Helping others is not just like HGTV, where you just set up a property and you take them out and you let them make a decision. That looks great on HGTV. They have a great episode and it's great motivational factor to motivate you to be in the real estate arena. It doesn't quite happen in the half hour, the hour like it does on the episode. It does take several weeks and months to put one episode together, but that is exactly how it will work out in the real estate arena once you understand how the show begins and ends every time, every client. Then you can have a great episode after great episode after great episode in your world as well. So if you're looking to make money, ladies and gentlemen, are you tired of paying the mortgage? Are you tired of paying the rent? Are you tired of paying the bills? And at the end of the month, all you have left over is time to make the money again, to pay the bills again, but there's really no money left over. And you keep saying to yourself, because you know you're smart, you know you're intelligent, you just keep getting a bad break financially because somehow or another you just haven't learned how to manage the bills over the money you got coming in. And sometimes we just have that little bit of extra money and we figure out, you know what, I'll just buy this for $30 and that for $40 and it's not going to be noticeable. Somehow or another, it does come to a zero balance. Somehow or another, we're like, where did we spend the money? What happened to the money? So for you and me, we need extra income coming in, ladies and gentlemen. And real estate is the best form of extra income you could possibly have, especially with very little education, very little knowledge, because real estate with a 75-hour class affords you an opportunity, a stepping stone to get into an arena where you don't need 4 years of college, 5 years of college or more. So you could take that if you want. Knowledge is always power, but to get into the real estate arena, all you really need is a 75-hour class, but you really do need the right 75-hour class so that you get that right step, so you don't sprain your ankle and trip along the way. So you want the right school, the right class, but the state makes it very easy for you. Remember, the reason that I like this real estate license more than a PhD is because the real estate license is designed to allow you to earn income. Without the real estate license, you cannot legally earn compensation, any kind of income for the services. So that real estate license is a ticket to ride. It's a license to make money. And the state's allowing you to make money. And this is why I consider it better than a PhD or doctors. These things prep you for an industry that you might go, but it doesn't really give you the right to make income. The PhD and the doctorate doesn't give you that right to make income. It affords you the knowledge to earn the income, but without the real estate license, you're not allowed to receive the income for real estate services. So that's why I consider the real estate license much more valuable, because it is a license to make money. It is a license to earn income. And without it, you cannot earn income in the real estate business unless you already own the property. It's your property. You can do what you want with it legally, of course, and you don't need to be licensed. But to sell anybody else's property, to work for anybody else, to help anybody else in the real estate arena, and you want to charge for your services, then you need a real estate license in order to charge for your services. That's why I consider the real estate license a very, very valuable asset, because once you have it, you have a golden ticket. You'll always have a form of income coming in. You should never be broke. You should never be unemployed. However, the license alone is not going to earn you income. It will be your efforts that you put into it that will give you that income and the rewards back. And so my school is going to teach you how to understand how to put that motivation in. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be known as an independent contractor when you get that real estate license. You won't be an employee. You could, we'll talk about that. You could go that route. If you want to do property management, you want to work for a developer, then you could be an employer, or an employee, I should say, with that real estate license. But if you go with a brokerage, you'll be an independent contractor. And as an independent contractor, you're going to make a ton of money. At least you should. But if I can't get you off the sofa, I can't get you to answer your phone, then that real estate license is not going to make any money because of your lack of effort. And that's really what I like to do in my class. Is I really like to motivate you and to get you to make this money. Because just like being a Lyft driver or an Uber driver, making the money's easy when you're behind the wheel and you're on the road. It's getting off the sofa into the car, behind the wheel, and turning the meter on. That is the hard part of being an independent contractor. And so understand, if you don't have the right motivation, you're not going to make any money. Just because you drive Lyft or Uber and you're sitting on your sofa not driving, then you're not making any money. So just because you're an Uber driver doesn't mean you're making money. Just because you have a real estate license doesn't mean you're making money. But somebody like me, who teaches you and encourages you and shows you what you need to do, and of course you're willing to do what you need to do, then you're going to have a great lifestyle. You're going to have a great situation, ladies and gentlemen, because you're willing to put in the time and the effort where most won't, so that you get to enjoy life where most won't be able to, because of this little moment in time that we've had together. So this could be a turning point, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that you probably always wanted to do. You have the encouragement. You have the incentive. It's $299, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you sunk more than that in a slot machine in probably a half an hour period and watched the $400, $500 in a half an hour go by, and you have nothing to show for it. Here, you have an education that will earn you income so you can continue putting that money in that slot machine if that you so desire. But at least you'll have the income coming in, and it's no Slim Shady here, ladies and gentlemen. It's not like you're doing something that hasn't been around for a very long time. You bought your property and sold your property the same way that you're going to be doing it now that you're going to be helping others do it. It's the same process, ladies and gentlemen. So why not get a piece of the pie? Why not get a piece of the action? Why not get that real estate license and get some of this money that you see? You see it's floating around there, ladies and gentlemen. You see it on HGTV. You see your neighbors doing it. You see other people doing it. You see the money they're making. And you say to yourself, why not me? Well, the reason that's not you is because you're always analyzing. You're not making any decisions. And again, it comes down to you. If you just invest in yourself and make that decision and stop thinking that this is another ripoff, then you would stop holding yourself back. I cannot do anything more than I've already done. I do this free class every Monday, 6 to 7, ladies and gentlemen. I got an orientation class in 4 minutes for those who are being on a Mars class. So again, ladies and gentlemen, enough of the encouragement. Let's give you the details. OnlineRealEstateSchoolInc.com, as you can see right behind me, OnlineRealEstateSchoolInc.com. Go to my website. Our classes are Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, starting tomorrow, July 19th. The next class after tomorrow's class will be August 23rd. So if you can't make tomorrow's class, then try to make our August 23rd class. Stop finding a reason not to do these things. And our classes are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I run a morning class, which is 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 9 to 1. And I also offer an evening class, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's 4 weeks, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for real estate practice. And then it's 4 weeks, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for real estate fundamentals. And you need both of them in order to take the state exam and get your transcripts. It's $299 for real estate practice. And then the following month, it's $299 for real estate fundamentals. This $598 investment, ladies and gentlemen, this $600, where do you see the return on your investment? I'll show it to you in the class, the return on your investment. Where do you see the things that you're going to learn? Take the first course, $299, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're not satisfied, you don't have to invest in the second class. But I assure you, what you're going to get out of this class will pay dividends for many, many, many moons to come. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I got an orientation class I got to get ready to do. I got to get ready to the next class. So online real estate school, you can pay by credit card. You can use the Cash App. You can use our Zelle. And anything that you need, any kind of arrangements you need to make, let me know. I'll be happy to try to work out any kind of arrangements with you. Let's get you into the class. Let's get you a licensed real estate professional. Until next Monday, ladies and gentlemen, please hit the likes, the subscribe, your comments, your questions, put all them there. We'll get back to it. Until next Monday, be safe, be healthy, be happy, God willing. I'll see everybody next Monday, and I hope to see you in my class and in the future. Enjoy. Thank you for attending my free class. Enjoy your evening.